Okay, here we go. Now we're live.
October 3rd. Well, this was last week
Oh,
or last.
okay.
This is today.
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right. So go ahead and call this meeting to order for the Board of Makelab Charleston for Tuesday, October the 4th. First thing we need to do is approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
I make a motion to approve.
I second.
All right. The minutes of the previous meeting are approved. Now we need to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. The agenda is approved. Now we need reports from officers and committees, starting with the treasurer.
All right. It's going to be short and sweet. I didn't get time to update the spreadsheet here, but our checking account is going to be around $120 after the rent clears. Savings is $18.70 and 30 cents. And we have the upcoming electric bill on the 10th for $550 something dollars. There's some change there, but less than last month, but still up there. Hopefully next month will be much better. Membership, we are at 30 members. Guy Beasley contacted me after the invoice got sent out to him and said that
Which one's Guy?
He's one of the people that joined about 3 months ago, shortly after we moved here.
Oh.
And he is putting his membership on hold and hopes to join us in a couple more months. So our members are at 30. We have adjusted monthly dues after delinquent accounts is $1,046.93. Net loss shows here is negative $2,163. Well, that's with everything added up, but a lot of this was already paid for this month.
So you're going to need another $2,000.
Yeah. On a positive note, we've got a couple of members interested, a couple new members interested in joining. One is more certain than the other. Came by Sunday, so he's wanting to go to some of the classes coming up, and he's going to be joining here shortly. The other person took the paperwork and also grabbed another copy to give to his friend, but I didn't feel as comfortable with him joining as this other person. So, but hopefully both of them will. And that's about all I have for the treasurer's report.
How far into the month do you need money? Assuming we don't suddenly get 20 new members.
Yeah. So for the electric bill, I will need to move some money from savings. And the only other bills that would be near the end of the month would be the water bill, and of course the rent for next month is the big one that we need to try to get money for.
Is that all of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stephen, go ahead with your report.
Okay. So I reached out to Mary. I forgot her last name. At the Citadel, and so she's going to be bringing by some students from her engineering class for a tour of Makelab around 4:30 Monday afternoon. So I'll plan to be there, and anyone else that would like to be there is welcome to join as well.
We'll make sure we leave a little cleaner this week than last week.
Oh, maybe we can just leave the doors open and let the hurricane blow some stuff around.
No.
Cool. I went ahead and set up some AdWords so that searches for Makelab will pop up from time to time if people are searching for 3D printing and stuff. And then I just set like a low budget for it. I think we could probably polish it up a little bit. Maybe next time we're all up at the lab. Of course, I won't be there Sunday because we'll be out of town. We'll be evacuated. But that's all I have to report.
I got a 170 angle right, and but I got to get the angle right, which is why this one I moved it down a millimeter. And then I think.
Do we have any unfinished business?
The only unfinished business I had was the new member orientation, and other than some of the inputs that we had last time, I haven't really had much time to finish fleshing it out. But I'm still trying to work on that.
Where are you guys?
Unfinished.
Did you get the committee reports yet?
Nope.
Do you have a committee report?
Several.
Then go ahead and give your committee report.
Which one do you want first?
Whichever one you've got. Whatever the priority is.
How about networking first? I'm almost done with what I think will be the final draft of the base and cover for the security system. I don't remember if it was before the last board meeting, so if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. But we figured out which mag lock to get and how to mount it. You guys finished the wiring. So, and I've got a set of libraries built. Now, granted, they add a bit of a bloat to the initial program, but considering we get better diagnostics, it's worth it. So I've got some libraries, and I've got all the PoE injectors. I've got more displays and temperature and humidity sensors. So really, we need to sit down and get the actual, soldering and projects and get these things put together. And I was thinking that we should, focus on that and promote that for this Sunday for networking, because several people have indicated they want to know how it works. Might get some people out. And if anybody actually showed up for networking, we could do this. However, that said, this Sunday may be canceled because of the storm. If it isn't, and nothing's going on, and because 99 times out of 100, they miss us. It's that 1 out of 100 that, is the reason we prepare, right? So if this doesn't slam us, I would like to do that Sunday if people can show up.
Cool.
Now, as far as 3D printing, oh gosh, who's the new guy that works for the school district?
But the one that's got the Perusa out there?
Yeah, the Perusa.
Jarbo, Michael Christensen.
Jarbo, okay, yeah, Jarbo. He has undertaken inventorying all of our tools and supplies, and there's been a massive cleanup behind the 3D printing bench, and the tops are starting to get organized. We are starting to move printers around so that we can have all the production printers on one side and all the ones that are being worked on the other. So we have now 5. Wait a minute. Let me think this through. His Prusa is working, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 functional printers. We're working on the D5S, which means we'll be ready to do some more push for the intro class again. But we have, we're going to try an experiment. We're going to treat 3D printing like a hospital, and people have to become interns first. So we is a resident right now, and everybody else is an intern.
Cool. You still there?
Brian.
Yes, right.
See, your name I'm starting to remember. I'm horrible with names. That project, the one who has he has the provisional patent, and we've actually almost got a functional model. And I figured he ought to at least tell you guys about it, because this could end up being a good example of how we can get this kind of project done. So I don't know if you want to tell them, you've got your provisional patent. I think it's safe to tell them.
Let me turn on my camera. Hold on.
You might want to go around back there.
I'll go right back.
Or wait a minute, he's moved it.
I'm going to turn my camera on here.
2-minute speech.
Whatever you want, because I think they'll be interested in
am I
it.
talking to?
The board. You're talking to D-Backs and Steven and the Rodnator.
Okay. How come I'm seeing myself and not him?
Because
I got it clicked on there so we can see.
Because you're the one on camera.
All right, here we go.
I see myself on the bottom. There we go. Can you see this?
Let me put
Yep.
it back and see.
Yep.
I used to pick up trash in the parking lot, and I hated cigarette butts. So I came up with an idea to keep cigarette butts from ever hitting the ground. The first step was to get a functional box. You just pop the lid, you can get an instant count. I'm going to show you how fast they fall out. So what we do is I have to lobby the state lawmakers to instigate a litter deposit on cigarette filters. Say $20 a pack. So a pack of cigarettes today in South Carolina average $5 a pack. So it's a one magical day at midnight when you swipe that cigarette pack over the cash register the barcode, it's going to read $25 a pack. The smoker will pull out his butt box, hand it to the cashier. She pops the top, dumps them in a special purpose trash can. There'll be a barcode on the back, which they read that over the cash register, and it deducts the $20 litter deposit. So you're right back to the $5 original price of the pack. So as long as the smokers do what they're required by state law, which is to turn in their filters, it won't cost them a penny more. The motivation to the state will be they'll buy this from me for approximately $8 and double the price, sell it for $20. It leaves a little bit in there for the stores to make a few dollars too for handling it. But that's all there is. It's just quick and simple. But
It could actually work.
what I like about this design that Stuart has helped me with, the manufacturing of it, is it'll lay with your cell phone in a t-shirt top pocket. It's that slick. Did I leave anything out?
Yeah. So he may end up with a viable product. I mean, it's
There's 40 million smokers in America and over 200 million around the world. So I'd like to see this one day change the world just a little bit.
and he got the he got the
I'm
provisional patent for the process. So
Yeah, I have provisional patents for a single pack and for a carton of cigarettes and also for the plastic cigar tips.
Cool. So it would handle the black and milds then.
what's that?
Yes, those plastic cigar tips on the
Yeah.
skinny cigars.
Yeah.
They're sold individually, they're sold in 3-packs, and they're sold in 5-packs. So I'm going to make a box that holds 5. And no matter what they purchase, if they buy a single, they're going to have to turn in a single plastic tip. That's just some thoughts I have.
And something related to this that makes it interesting is this turns out to actually be a good, we have our 20 millimeter test cubes and stuff like that. This actually also makes a good test that your printer's working. So
One exciting thing is once we have collection points cigarette filters, they can be recycled into plastic. So that's a good thing. Everybody's into recycling these days. All foreign countries are doing it too.
Cool.
So we actually have a member with a viable product here, unlike others we've seen in the past, and he's doing it. So now he still hasn't gotten enough about the design side to do it, other than he's learning 3D printing the backward way. He's learning how it prints and what it can do, and then making suggestions, and we change it. But it's been actually interesting. This has gone from 0 to working box in what, about 5 days?
Yeah. It's exciting for me. I've been telling family and friends that I feel like a kid at Christmas holding this box in my hand. I've been dreaming of it for years. So it's exciting. I'm thrilled.
And he kept trying to tell me he wanted to pay me, but I told him, nope, if this works, you just go out and spread the word about Makelab.
I will promote Makelab. Trust me on that. I will.
Hopefully get some more people inventing and learning. And I think eventually he'll learn how to run the design. I think you're actually sort of learning it backwards by watching.
Yeah.
So you're sort of learning it.
Yeah.
He's able to follow it, and which going from never using CAD, he's doing pretty good learning it that way. So
Yeah.
I thought you'd get into. So we've got all these members that talk about these things they want to make, from rocket parts to what, and none of them ever come in. And you guys need to figure some way to get them to come in and start doing their projects. It gets more excitement around here. Anyway, that's where we are on 3D printing. I thought it was a really good week.
Awesome.
Cool.
Were there any other committees besides networking and 3D printing you had any reports for?
Those are the only ones I'm involved in, aren't they?
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show real quick, I guess, so we were talking about some unfinished business, and then we went to the committees. Was there any other unfinished business?
Not that I have.
All right. We'll move to new business. I don't know why I didn't think of this until like a few days ago, but I went ahead and started a Google AdWords campaign. You can see my screen. What
We've
I
only
did,
worked a decade.
what I did was I went ahead and wrote these 4 ads. So if you're searching for 3D printing, you'll see these ads, and this one has actually had the most clicks on it, this bottom one. And then it just it goes to our website.
Great.
And then some of the words that I've chosen were classes, CNC machines, 3D modeling, 3D CAD, etc. So hopefully, as people are looking for 3D printing, and these will only show for ads for people who are in the area.
Oh, good.
So it's like we're not advertising to people in other parts of the country or anything. It's
Right.
I selected the region
You're
of
in, like,
Dorchester, Charleston, and Berkeley counties.
that's perfect.
And so I think I can give y'all access, or maybe we could sit down together and maybe add some words or remove any of the keywords that we think might not be necessary. And then between now and the next time we get together, maybe come up with some ads that you want to add to include. If anybody wants to write a free like a quick ad, basically the way it works is that you're gonna have the URL. You're going to have the top headline, like 2 headlines, and I think it's only so many characters long. And then like a description. Yeah, you can alter the budget, and I just set it as at $1 a day, so that it'd be like $30 a month at most. So
okay,
it's not like
used
the
up, it
ads are all
stops
of a
out.
sudden. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
it'll top out so that you set what you want your budget to be.
That's cool.
And then it will, unless you want to like change your bid strategy. But yeah, you can tweak how you want your ads to bid against other people's ads for those keywords.
Gotcha. Are we
And
bidding
then
against anyone?
It doesn't really show that. I don't think.
We could,
but it shows you how your ads. It shows you like how many clicks you're getting each day.
Oh, good.
Like today, we got 2 clicks. No, is that yesterday, the 3rd?
Oh, cool.
So it's like it's slowly ramping up, but they show you clicks and impressions, and then they'll show you. And impressions is like how many times people were looking for these words, and the ad showed. I think the ad showed up. And then this will show you the percentages of which ads show up. So this ad's actually shown up the most and gotten the most clicks.
How many's it shown up?
I think it's shown up like 62 times and has been clicked twice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's 5%.
I just wish I had thought to do this when we first moved in, and then we could have advertised, because there are people who aren't on Meetup.com, right? And they're just searching, and they happen to find Makelab Charleston's website. But we can also,
Dave, if we'd all thought of everything day one, then we'd have walked into the very first Makelab with everything ready to go.
Right. So I figured I'll just pay this out of pocket for right now and see how it does for us. And I think it's only cost $2.56 so far.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and what made me think of it was that the other day, a coworker went into somewhere, and the business that this guy went into, the business owner was like, "Oh, you work for Google? That's great. All this, that so many people come into my store and tell me they found out about my store because they saw the ad." So I guess people look at them. So.
Yep.
That's all I had.
The only thing I had, I mentioned it a little bit yesterday, but we didn't get to decide on we were looking at different dates and times. School Factory wants to have a teleconference. I'll share the screen here.
Is this good or bad?
They just want to catch up on each of the people they are sponsoring. So they are asking for a time slot. They want 24 hours notice in advance, but
They're sponsoring people?
well, they sponsor us.
Oh, people.
Yeah.
Oh, you
the
meant.
organizations. So there's for next week. There's Monday, which is probably a little iffy for us. Wednesday, and Friday. It doesn't look like, unless it expands, it doesn't look like they're offering other days. So would we want to try for Wednesday at a 7 to 8 or 8 to 9, or a Friday?
I think Wednesday's probably easier.
Because you'll have people around doing a class while you're doing this, which will mean showing activity. So unofficially, you want us to get members here running around looking good.
Actually, I think I'll be teaching a class at that time.
Right, you will. Yeah.
Tomorrow
Yeah.
or next Wednesday?
It's like a four-parter.
It's going to be 3-part because we didn't get it on to Meetup until yesterday. So I'm going to start the class on the 12th and do the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th.
What time?
I think 7.
7. So what time would you want to the meeting?
I don't know. The options are Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 to 4, 7 to 8, 8 to 9.
I don't know. I'm wondering if it'd be easier to do like a Monday then.
Yeah, the Monday the 17th apparently is available.
All right, let's do that then.
Yeah.
You want to do 7 to 8? Well, Monday, Monday they're only 4 to 5.
Oh.
It's Wednesday they have the 3. Wednesdays and Fridays they have the 3 time slots.
Would they be willing to wait until the 2nd of November?
I don't know. I can check. What I can do is I can email her now.
Tell her we have a hurricane.
And tell her we got a
coming through town.
hurricane. So
Yeah.
if we can get back with them after that.
Yeah, explaining that will probably help. If not, then yeah, we could probably do a Friday.
Okay. So we'll look and see how things are next week, and I'll send her an email by then and let her know that we'll give her a response as soon as we get on the other side of this hurricane.
Yeah. Speaking of the hurricane, is there anything that needs to be done to secure the lab?
Yeah. Since we're looking at potentially 100-mile-plus-an-hour winds, and it's possible this kind of roof could lift, and it is certain, if we get these winds, that we will have the kind of brownouts we had. What I was thinking of doing was not tomorrow, but Thursday, probably mid-afternoon, depends how the weather's going. I'll shut everything down, go cold, turn off the AC units, turn off all the breakers, and lock her up. We're not going to be worrying about mold or mildew in here. And if there is any kind of storm damage, we have insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we, and what I would suggest is that when we come back in, if there is any sign of any water anywhere on the floor, we don't turn anything on or on the ceilings until we've checked everything out. Because I don't know how many of you have lived through hurricanes here, but the first critical thing when you leave, and I assume you're going to do this, Dave, is you kill everything in the house.
Yep.
So I think we'll be fine. It doesn't need anybody else for the shutdown. I'm going to be here anyway. I can get over here a mile and get it done. So I'll take care of that Thursday. Does mean the website will be offline briefly. I'd move it to the ship, except we're shutting the ship down. So that's pretty much it. I don't anticipate any problem.
I could put it on some cloud hosting that I have.
Well, I mean, come on, we're talking about 2 days. It's not worth the effort and time to. I mean, it's nice to have it in here. I mean, it's just not. I don't think it's. I mean, the time it takes to move a VM and all that. It's just. We're not going to be down there.
I was just talking about zipping up the HTML directory and just dropping the zip file on a web server instance that I have.
I got you. I mean, if you want to do that, fine. You just got to move DNS. I don't think it's a disaster. It's likely we won't have any problems at all. I mean, nobody knows yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the 5-day models, and they're all over the place. It could come right down our throat, or it could miss us moving 20 miles an hour and be breaking up. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'll shut her down Thursday.
All right, sounds good.
By the way, the open house, we had 2 guests.
Yeah, we had one person who's going to be attending classes. That's
Yeah,
the one
you already said that.
Yeah, we already covered this.
But what I was
Yeah.
about to say was, we had 2 guests, both interested. There are already people signed up for this one. If we don't have a storm, we'll keep it. If it isn't bad, I'll make sure I get here. Because we're going to have to power up anyway. And if it doesn't really clobber us, I'll be over here Saturday morning powering up. Or Saturday afternoon. Because it'll probably be, 6 to 8 hours to power the ship back up. So, it's working with that. We need to schedule more of the 3D printing class and other stuff. And we need to get people other than me promoting them on like the tech channel, the tech Slack in Charleston, because Joe is on there dogging it every day with his stuff. And we need to be putting our stuff up. And what he's got is he's got 3 or 4 of them alternating, putting it up. So we need to be watching that, posting stuff. I'm not saying they're succeeding, okay? Because they talk about these classes and then one person goes, but, it's the old impressions versus click-throughs. They're getting the impressions and we're not.
What kind of classes are they?
We do it, they do it.
Oh, so they just copy all our classes?
Fuck yes. Plus some. I mean,
Do
they've got a Linux thing. But yes, he does a Linux 101. Damn it, the next week they did a Linux 101.
Is there anything original that they do?
They do it. Yeah.
But they don't do anything original?
Oh yeah, they've got some other things. We don't have a laser cutter. They do.
I mean, as far as classes, though, other than the laser cutter.
I don't know. I'm not following them. I really am not. I'm not on their meetup group. I'm not following them. I'm just seeing these promotions if I go and look at the tech Slack. But I saw we posted our thing about Linux. Like a day later, they posted theirs. 2 days later. So they're watching our meetup group. They're seeing that even though new people didn't show up and he didn't have it, that there were 3 or 4 people in his Linux group and they held one. I mean, come on. We have a Linux 101 and the next, like that same week, they have one. What are the odds?
So they had a networking one too?
I haven't seen that. And I don't think they've got the ability to do it. And I don't think they've got the ability to do public key encryption.
Yeah.
Or these other things. So, we need to ramp ours up. Like I said, we've got the printers ready. We're getting into the winter. We want to get more people interested. Oh, and we got that little turkey printed, which you guys did hear. The Charleston stage is going to mention us in the program as having helped with the props for printing the little turkey thing.
Cool.
So it costs us nothing but a buck's worth of plastic. Oh, I do want to say this. Lyle and I made an executive decision in 3D printing. We have a lot of filament from members who've abandoned it, and it's been abandoned more than a year. Like 4, 5, 6 kilograms. It's old stuff. It's really flaky, goofy colors. Jarbo has a budget issue with finding filament for his R2 unit. We got all this scrap around. He's going to be painting the thing anyway. We figured we might as well use it for that.
Sounds good.
I didn't think you guys would object, but he's doing an awful lot, helping with mechanical stuff. This is abandoned. Let's use it. And he's inventorying and working on a tool case for us, and he built us that little bench. I mean, he's really an asset.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've got other new members that are assets as well. We really do. But he's really been helping a lot in 3D printing. So I just thought you guys should be aware of that. I mean, he's doing some great stuff helping us.
Yeah, if any filament's been abandoned for a year, I would say it's safe to use.
Okay, cool. Just so you guys are aware, so nobody complains. Cool, excellent.
Most of us are going to put our names on our filament. So.
These have names on them. They're names of members in some cases that haven't been here in 2 years.
Oh yeah, then I would consider that abandoned.
Yeah, so we're gonna bag them, dry them, and it also serves as a test of drying. So
Excellent.
that cuts his budget on this R2 unit by roughly half a year's membership, and I think he was talking about paying up for a year at the end of the year.
Cool.
So, I mean, we have to slowly get ourselves back to ground zero, but and on that note, I can keep going with what I'm doing for some indeterminate number of months. We just got to start making progress, you know? I've probably got 8 to 11 spare right now. So that the current rate, that's about 4 or 5 months, which should be decreasing each one, you know, as we start to get better.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we'll figure out the bookkeeping of it later, right?
Right. Yeah.
You just put them down and mark them, and we figure it out later.
I think what I'll do, since the website's going to be offline, is I'm going to pause the ad campaign for the days that will be offline.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna, yeah. You know what I would do? I would pause it right now until the hurricane's over.
Okay.
I mean, somebody hits it, they're not coming here until next week anyway.
Yeah. All right. I just paused it, and I'll resume it on Monday.
Yeah. But we're making really good progress. I just wish we had 2 or 3 more people in there doing stuff, because the afternoons and evenings now we're starting to get 2 or 3 or 4 of us in here working on stuff, and it's really it's a much nicer atmosphere than it was in the old place. It's really good. There's room, you know, and we aren't even touching this back area.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, we need to get Fred in with his rocket and get some of these other guys in working on their, and just, you know. So, hey, but 3D printing's waking up, and hopefully networking and other stuff will. You guys are ready to solder this weekend or next weekend, depending on the weather, right? Right?
To solder?
Well, yeah, some of this requires soldering. We got to put.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
we got to build these things.
I'll be ready to do some soldering when I get back into town.
So you're going to be gone the whole weekend?
Yep. I think we'll probably, well, depending on when they say that we can come back, right?
Yeah.
Nikki Haley says everybody can start driving home on Sunday. We'll drive back Sunday, but I doubt I'll come into the lab because I'll be driving 6 hours, and I'll probably want to just
Right.
But or I'll be like driving back Monday. Who knows? It all depends.
It'll probably be over that time. Where are you going, Alabama?
Yep.
It'll probably be over before you get there.
Maybe. I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
Oh, you're leaving tomorrow morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be there tomorrow.
There was
night.
some announcement Nikki Haley made today, and 3 or 3:30 p.m. was some time they kept talking about, as if like that's when it's going to be. So we figured we'd get on the road and get out of here to get ahead of it.
It already happened. She said we're doing an evacuation tomorrow at 3 p.m. and before she was done, the street out here looked like that scene from the Truman Show. It was a parking lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Panic's already started.
Oh yeah.
The panickers are already leaving town, and they got the first gas, so there's no more gas around. Oh, well. I got like 300 miles worth of gas. I filled up this morning.
Yeah, I've got 300 miles worth too.
But, you know, it's encouraging that people are coming in, seeing it, and joining. And, you know, that's all we all want. But we need to talk about the air conditioning, but that can wait till 2 weeks from now. Let's just say I'm manually keeping it above what it's been. I'm in air conditioning wars. I don't like coming in here and finding it set on 68 degrees. Really pisses me off.
Oh yeah.
So
We'll have that fixed real soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the meantime, you know, it's costing us money. But I bumped it up even higher. I bumped it up to 80. So,
So
you
we
know,
already
even the 70.
We already have the relays in the code to be thermostats.
We gotta work on that section. I got all the parts to do it. We can start working on it.
Cool.
So, anyway, I know, didn't mean to hog all your time, but there was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, the weather should get more mild, I guess, in the next coming month or so, and then what we'll have to be concerned about is people leaving the heat running.
Yeah, we'll have the opposite problem in about 4 more months.
We'll have this done completely before then. Absolutely.
Yeah. And what will be nice is now we have the opportunity to make it do heat or cold as the daytime, you know, day and night. Because that was our problem, was that the manually switching from heat to cold or heat to AC was
Yeah.
a manual process. And we would have days where the daytime is 85 and the nighttime is like 60.
Well, 60 in here, we wouldn't need heat. We get down below 60.
But yeah, there would be like a couple of days where you get like a really cold couple of days, and then all of a sudden you get like a
absolutely
heat wave for a few days, and then it would get back cold again. So,
and we're going to get that programmed, and it's going to be great. I mean, we're closing in on it. I've got lots of good code that I really want to show you guys, so we can start building this whole thing. Because I want one sketch that manages everything based upon what the station is doing.
One sketch to rule them all.
One sketch to rule them all. I mean, we could end up with more than one, but they've all got to talk to the same server. They all got to communicate. I mean, the only difference is what data you're sending it. Why do you replicate all the code? Yeah. Main loop is just, oh, I'm this type of thing, I'm going to do this code. Or I'm this, I'm going to do this.
Yep.
And we'll do the debug. So, anyway. All right, I'm going to go out and play with the printers. I'll let you guys, you know, do the rest
all
of
right.
it. Appreciate it.
Yep. I don't think we have anything else to do other than schedule the next meeting, and that would be the 18th. Does anybody have any problem with the 18th?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Anything else before we adjourn?
Nothing for me.
Steven?
Nope.
All right, then we're adjourned. Y'all be careful this weekend.
You too.
I'll see you
Good
post
night.
Matthew.
All right, see ya.